Have you yourself ever sat down and questioned memory? We have witnessed in our lifetimes remarkable events, experiences with people, and memories that have forever impacted us as individuals. But have you ever sat down yourself and questioned why this is the case? Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we will be exploring the intricate processes of memory. Through the initial process of sensory inputs to the dynamic processes of working memory to the enduring storage in long-term memory and how they collectively shape the foundation of our cognitive experience, the influencing of learning, adaptation, and the construction of our identities. As a social studies secondary education major, someone who will be teaching this, I believe I am very credentialed in teaching this subject. I will be using the learning module published by Atkinson and Schefren in 1968. So for the first part of the process, let's go to the registration. That is sensory memory. This uses the 5 senses, which is taste, smell, touch, sight, and hearing. So once our brain picks up on that, it lasts for seconds or it goes to the working memory. It's essentially encoding what we are perceiving. So for example, in your back pocket, you have your pair of keys. For the first 2 seconds, your brain feels that, but then turns it off, ignores it, because we have selective attention. We only care about the things that are important. So that's not important. This is important. That makes this very, very limited. Moving forward from the sensory registration, we need to talk about the active day-to-day memory, that being working memory. Working memory essentially decodes what is taken from the sensory memory to make sense of it. So for example, if you hear how to do a math problem, your brain is going to take it from the sensory input and put it in the working memory so you know how to do that efficiently, or how to recollectively tell a story. That's how it works. It is very limited, however, as you can only hold 5 to 7 items. This is typically why you see our phone numbers only be 7 items besides the area code. So 385-7157, we can easily recall that. But on top of that, it is very different for everybody based off our brain's chemistry. Some people can remember 10, some people can remember 9, or some can just remember 5 or 7. It all depends on age and all that. Now, on to the final process. We have covered the registration of memory and the active processing of it. But now it is time to explore the last puzzle of the piece, that being long-term memory. Long-term memory is unlimited. You can remember it for days, hours, weeks, months. It depends on the significant impact it has on you, emotional impact, all that good stuff. But that is way off topic, and we could go in depth about that for hours. There are 2 main types, though, explicit and implicit. Explicit is verbal, so explaining how to do something like math, as I previously mentioned, or how to do something. And there is also subconscious, so something we do without thinking. For example, myself, I do martial arts, so it's all muscle memory for me. I don't have to think about it. It just comes to me. So like the forms, all that stuff. Or even driving, which driving interlinks between these two, because you can verbally explain how to drive, like turn on your turn signal, turn it off, check your fluid, all that stuff, and it's subconscious. You don't have to think about doing it after a while. In conclusion, we have talked about the initial process of memory, from the decoding to the encoding, and lastly, the storage of it all. So as we conclude the journey through the labyrinth of memory, let us remember the words of Maya Angelou, who said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Just as our memories shape our feelings, experiences, and understanding, may we carry forward the essence of today's exploration. Let's embark on our own narratives and embrace life to the fullest. I would like to thank you for listening to the expedition through the realm of memory.